Hello, my name is Pej. I'm an addiction interventionist specializing in substance abuse and mental health disorders. Today we're talking about enabling. What is enabling? It's an unhealthy act. I'm allowed to speak about this because I was enabled when I was in my addiction. I'm Persian, so in our community, enabling is quite common. It stems from codependency. And what is codependency? Codependency is an unhealthy act that a lot of people who want to be in control of their loved ones will perform. And it's not healthy. It hurts the addict. It hurts the person with mental health rather than helps them. Sometimes you need professional help. You can't just keep on trying to fix your loved one. There's many ways to go about it. So when I talk about enabling, a lot of people will harbor the addict within their home. They'll allow them to live there and use there, or knowingly have knowledge of the fact that their kid is using, or their loved one is using, their husband, their wife, their brother, their sister, but they won't do anything about it, or they will try to have conversations with them, tell them how much they wish that they would get better, but they don't know how to do it, and they just end up having to live with it. And they allow that person to live there rent-free sometimes, or not to have any responsibilities, or even sometimes give them money. When you give them money, you're enabling them, and that's not helping them, that's hurting them. That's actually setting them up for a recipe for disaster, which could then in turn turn into death. So how do you know when you are enabling somebody? Well, sometimes, if you've tried so many times to tell your loved one that it's time to get help, how do you go about it? What should we do? Maybe we should explore some options, but you say it so many times till you're dry in the mouth and they're just not getting it, and they continue to be in their addiction and they're still living in your house. You pretty much know that you're enabling them. And you know what's really good about that is that there's a lot of people that I notice that they'll go and they'll seek counsel, they'll seek a psychologist, they'll seek a spiritual advisor that will tell them you're enabling your kid. And that's where actually the words enabling go into their thought process. It goes into their mind, and they know, like, wow, maybe I am doing that. I need to stop doing that. And so they're aware of it. Somebody will sometimes pass along that book by Melody Beattie, Codependency No More. This raises awareness. People will sometimes read it. They'll say, this is a good book. Thank you for giving me that. Some people will actually stop or work on stopping being codependent and seek other outside help in order to stop enabling their loved one. So there's many options to overcoming enabling. For one, there's obviously, just like there's 12-step programs for loved ones that are suffering, a lot of people are in hopes of them going to treatment and then eventually possibly gaining long-term sobriety. And how would one do that? Well, if the addict or the alcoholic is in recovery, it's best for the loved one, the person who is enabling, the codependent, to seek that kind of help too. That's a good thing. But how do you get to that point? Well, for one, if you can't fix your addict or alcoholic, or you've tried and tried and tried, it's best to get some professional help. Somebody who knows what they're doing, an interventionist, if you will. One that's trained, one that's certified, one that's done countless interventions, one that knows how to speak to the addict or alcoholic and be able to put together a pre-intervention, whether it be with the family or whether it be with the loved one, some friends of the family, some friends of the addict or alcoholic or the individual, to come together, see everybody, and then put together a time where you actually meet with them and give them an ultimatum to either get help or have to move on in their lives. It's very freeing when somebody overcomes into codependency rather than remain codependent. Codependency is a very unhealthy act. It is not good for the addict, the alcoholic, the person that's suffering, let alone the person who actually practices codependency. If you like this video, please subscribe and check us out on our new podcast. It's Pej's Recovery Corner. We have wonderful guests every single week. And on top of that, we are on TikTok as Pej Intervention, as well as other various outlets and resources.